Joining us now are the hosts of the Ruthless podcast, who just joined the Fox family, comfortably smug, John Ashbrook, Michael Duncan, and Josh Holmes. We saw a lot of bottles on the wall behind him. Was the governor drinking?
It appears so. First off, let me just say that I think I speak on behalf of all the fellas that we are more excited than a malnourished tick in a nudist colony to be a part of this conversation. That whole wind-up is absolutely fantastic. This guy is authenticity. Boy, oh boy, leaves a touch to be desired, doesn't it?
Do you think Gavin is running for president?
Well, I think he's making a decision to go on the Republican track in the Democratic Party. It's a bold choice. We'll see how it works out for him. But the other choices are get arrested, fighting ICE, or become a communist. So I like his odds.
So, we're usually against radical sex change operations on this show, but Gavin has detransitioned quite smoothly. Has he stuck the landing?
I'm not sure he has, because not only has he detransitioned himself, he's detransitioned the state of California. Before he started, it was a very wealthy state. It's now the poorest state in the country. We do not want him to do that to the rest of America.
Are you going to sing like Hank Johnson?
Please.
If it's in the Fox contract, I'll do whatever it takes.
We will sing for cash. That's what we do here. Do you guys pay attention to Gavin Newsom, or is he more of an afterthought? He is getting annihilated by not only Kamala Harris in the polls, but Mayor Pete.
I mean, I think it's a great comparison to what's going on in New York City. You have so much of the party is lined up behind a communist. It's like Thelma and Louise, let's go over the cliff, let's go crazy, let's learn nothing from this election. And there's this glimmering hope of maybe Cuomo can pull it off. There's some rational group of Democrats left, isn't there? And I don't know. I don't know if there are any left.
Somehow we found ourselves rooting for Andrew Cuomo here in New York. I don't know what to think about that. You have this new guy in Minneapolis. He doesn't look at all like a Somali pirate. I would never say that. But his policies are price controls and defunding the police. Is that going to be a problem?
Yeah, it's going to be a problem. Look, they've had this problem in Minneapolis for a long time. It came from a huge number of Somali immigrants that came in with no mandate to assimilate whatsoever in the city of Minneapolis. That's where I'm from. And you can see it, a community just sort of becomes something else, right? And then it produces folks like Omar. They have absolutely nothing to do with the rest of the state, completely on their own on an island in the middle of Minneapolis. It's sad. I mean, this is what Donald Trump is talking about. We have to make communities where we take care of each other again. We've got to understand shared values and that kind of thing. This is a perfect example, A1A, of what not to do in America.
And Omar, the candidate, is not related to Omar, the congresswoman. We want to make that very clear, if that wasn't clear already.
Thank you, Jesse. That is kind. Yeah.
Well, look, you've got this guy running for mayor up there in Minneapolis talking about price controls. You got Mandani talking about socialist grocery stores, Soviet-style grocery stores here in New York. We haven't done orientation yet here at Fox News,
Yes.
But what I want to know is when we get our per diem, can we spend it there?
You can spend it there. It won't buy you much. I don't think there's going to be much left on the shelves because we don't punish shoplifters here. Kind of a lot like California. And if you guys get a per diem, I need a per diem probably the total of all your four. Where's my Fox contract here? I got to refresh this thing. When you look at Gavin Newsom, jockey for position on these podcasts with Navy SEALs, he says he's trying to get booked on Rogan, but Rogan won't return his calls, or Charlie Kirk. Is this the avenue that he should be taking?
Everybody sees through his BS, okay? Everybody sees through it. But it is absolutely the avenue he should be taking. It's the way of the future. New media is the way of the future.
And you're not just saying that because you're in new media.
I am saying that because we're in new media. Our podcast was the first podcast to ask a question at the White House briefing. I won't tell you which one of us sitting up here asked the question, but I will tell you.
His own bread better than John Ashbrook.
I will tell you, we made history, and I think that podcasts like ours will continue to make history for years to come.
So they wouldn't trust Kamala to go on a podcast. Should Kamala have gone on yours?
I would have loved that. I mean, I would have asked her. They're refusing to release whatever she said on this podcast, that it was that bad. But that's the whole problem is that, after the election, they said, oh, the right-wing podcast universe, they have their own way to talk. because left-wing podcasts are willing to say, we won't air that because it would hurt her chances. What happened to integrity?
Kamala's podcasts are like the Epstein files. They're so bad you can't release them. Gentlemen, have a great time at Fox and try not to get fired.
We will do our very best.
Doing
Thank
well
you,
so
Jessica.
far. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.